Well, hey everybody, welcome back to Washita Valley. It is a beautiful Friday evening, and I'm just getting the 7930, the monitor put in it for the baler. Everything seems to be going pretty good so far. If you saw the latest extras video, that was today around noon. I went straight over after work and got the Krieger place finished up, and yeah, so I took the four-wheel drive back and I picked up the 7930, and here we are putting the BALE monitor in. Seems to have gone pretty well, and I think I'm thankfully about ready to go. Huh? And there's Jimmy. I don't know what Jimmy's up to. Cussler, what's been keeping you? Hi, Jimmy. Well, I was working some ground for Kurt. Needed to work the ground for him in exchange for using his tractor to run the baler.
Well, Cussler, if you're gonna bale this grass for me, you're gonna have to shape up.
Oh, okay, Jimmy. Sure. I just didn't really figure it would be ready to bale until tomorrow.
Tomorrow? It's already too dry.
Too dry. How could that be? I just cut it last night.
Son, you've got a lot to learn. In order to make baleage, the moisture content needs to be no lower than 40%. Ideally, it'd be closer to 55%.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jimmy. I didn't know that.
Now you do, Cussler. Now you do.
Oh, okay, Jimmy. I tell you what. You don't have to pay me for what's too dry. I'll just eat the cost of it.
Nonsense. You can still bale it. It'll make fine hay. Just understand that hay is not what we're after here. We're after baleage. Remember, I said I was going to wrap it?
Yeah, I remember. I guess I just was thinking about baling dry hay.
Okay. The thing is that if it gets too dry, then it gets wrapped, it doesn't ferment right, and just ends up tough. The cattle don't eat it as well, so they waste more, and they don't gain as well.
I see, Jimmy. So when do you think what I cut will be ready to bale?
I think if you go ahead and rake it now, by the time you get it done, get the baler over there, it'll be ready to go.
Okay, that's what I'll do then. I'll rake it all and be right over with the baler.
All right, Cussler. That'll be fine. No need to get in a rush at this point. Just be careful, and I'll check in with you later.
Holy cow, you guys. I don't know Jimmy that well, but he was PO'd. I don't get it. I don't understand. I mean, it was like all along from the get-go, it was, hey, come Saturday, you can start cutting Saturday, do the outside rounds on Saturday. Then he comes in the co-op yesterday, Thursday, and says, hey, I want you to start today. Okay, fair enough. My ducks are far enough in a row that, I can start today, sure. And then it's, says nothing about the grass needs to be at a certain moisture content to bale it so it'll ferment right. I didn't know any of that stuff. Like, how am I supposed to know if it doesn't tell me? Anyways, I guess I'm gonna take the 3020 over there, get that raked. Hopefully it won't take too long, and then I can get the 7930 over there, and I guess see what he wants me to do. I'll see you guys over there. Well, hey guys, we're back. It's a little bit later in the day, about an hour since I saw you guys last. So what I did is, as soon as I got over here, I went ahead and I raked everything, So the little pasture here to our right has been raked, and then the 2 outside rounds around the hayfield, the actual hayfield, they've been raked as well. So we are ready to start baling. Unfortunately, as you can see, it's getting dark. That's not that big a deal when it comes to baling, because a little bit of humidity is not gonna be too bad for this hay. It's not really gonna reabsorb much just out of the air before I can get it baled. I noticed when I got here with the rake that it looks like Jimmy's stacking and wrapping crew is here. I'll be interested to see how this stuff kind of works and what these bales look like once I guess I do bale them, bale some bales that are wet enough to wrap. But anyways, all right. So let's get started here. I started raking right over here. So I guess that's where I'll go to start baling. Now I called Rusty's son because he was going to come to the field and help me get this set up. When I started baling, you know, I planned on giving him, you know, more ahead of time notice than like an hour. Unfortunately, he can't come help me right now, and I don't want to tell Jimmy that, hey Jimmy, I can't bale the hay tonight, because he's already seems upset. So Rusty's son, he kind of walked me through what I needed to do. Thankfully, he had already set up the baler before I took it a couple of days ago. He already set it up to, like, for his best guess of the way it would need to run. So he told me that if I could just get through this evening, that he would come out tomorrow when I was baling the other, and he would he'd help me sort of dial it in. So here goes nothing. Wish me luck, and we will see. We'll see what happens. We'll get everything unfolded here. All right, that should be that. We're gonna get the baler started. Put the pickup down. And here goes nothing. And I think I should be able to bale faster than 6 miles an hour. From what Rusty kind of told me, that I should be able to bale more like 10 miles an hour. But he told me to sort of take it easy at first, for the first, you know, 2-3 bales, to make sure that I wasn't going to have any issues. Well, there's no alarms going off yet. There's no slip clutches whining. I'm going to take that as a good sign. Now, the thing about these square balers are you actually have to make about 3 bales before you ever have one hit the ground. So as soon as we think we have a bale on the ground, we'll go back and take a look. So there's the first one right there. Alright, I'm just going to raise up the pickup and back up a bit. I'm going to shut the baler off and we'll go have a look. Okay, so there's the second bale. Looks pretty good. it appears that all the strings are tying okay. Oh, actually that must have been the third. Wow, that's already the third bale. Okay, it's looking good. That one actually looks pretty good. Let's walk up here. So I guess this was actually the first bale. Okay. I mean, it looks good. It's nice and square. It appears to be nice and tight. If it was a square bale, I would lift it to see how heavy it is. A small square bale, I'd lift it to see how heavy it was, but I'm pretty sure I can't lift that. Well, I guess we'll keep going and just kind of see how it goes. Sorry, our first square baling experience is in the dark, but it's just sort of how it turned out. I do need to go ahead and turn on some extra lights. Alright, that's better. Alright, let's get this thing started again. Put the pickup down. And we'll bale some hay. I'm not overly happy with my hay rake at the moment. It's still catching on the outside rounds when I have to drive over them. Like for instance here, I had to, because I didn't have the baler here at the time, I had to, you know, to rake the inner part of the field, I had to go over the top of the outside rounds. Well, whenever I did that, my rake still grabs it still grabs the windrow a little bit as I go around. I thought that I had it adjusted such that it wouldn't do that anymore, but I guess I'm gonna have to adjust it a little more because it's on and off a problem, and it's gonna make it harder to bale. Now, one of the nice things about the big field is that I'm already going to have the outside rounds done when I go to cut and bale and rake the inner part of the field. So that'll be very handy. Seems to be going well so far. I just really hope I can get through this without having any breakdowns. I'm honestly a little bit worried. I wasn't worried so much before Jimmy kind of ripped into me this afternoon, but now I'm a lot more worried than I was before. I hope that I have not bitten off more than I can chew, so to speak. I mean, I've done some work for Kurt, but Kurt knows me pretty well. He's, you know, friends with Dad, you know, Steve. The stuff I've done for him so far has been, I wouldn't call it minor, but Steve maybe doesn't have as much at stake as Jimmy does in the grand scheme of things. I mean, this is a lot of hay or baleage or whatever the case may be. This is a lot of forage to put up, and this is what Jimmy is counting on to feed his cows. So I guess I can understand why he's a little perturbed. So it looks like the monitor says 16 bales so far. And if you'll remember, I'm getting, to bale these, just for the baling portion of this, I'm getting $13 a bale. However, $3 of that 13 is going to go to Rusty that's basically for the rent of the baler. For every bale his baler makes, he's going to get to keep $3. So, which sort of makes the math nice because, you know, for instance, I'm coming up on bale number 20, and there's bale number 20 right there, so that means $200. I've made $200 so far on this, on the just the baling portion of this job. Pardon me. This tractor is a really nice tractor to bale with because it's got an IVT, which, if you don't know what an IVT is, it's an infinitely variable transmission. So the thing kind of has two ranges, and your speed can be infinitely varied in those two ranges from almost 0 miles per hour to up to about 23, I believe this tractor is. So it can basically be almost any speed between 0 and 23 miles per hour. So if I need to go up just a little bit, you know, just a little bit faster, or slow down just a little bit, all I have to do is roll the little black knob there on the end of my shifter. So really a super nice tractor to be able to bale hay with. And I'm going to skip every other windrow while I'm baling this, so I don't put the PTO shaft in such of a bind. The PTO shaft on this thing has got CV joints, constant velocity joints, instead of just a regular old U joint. But I still don't really. I want to put as little stress on the U joint, on the CV joints, on the drive shaft, the PTO shaft, as possible. So what I'm going to do is, instead of going directly to the windrow to my left, I'm going to skip it and go to the one on its left. So I'm going to go around this bale, and I'll pick this windrow right here up. $27 bales. I'm also honestly pretty glad that Jimmy said that he would go ahead and pay me for this hay that's actually going to be hay instead of the baleage or the haylage that gets put in the bags, because I mean, honestly I didn't know that this stuff had to be a certain moisture to be able to wrap. I mean, now that he's told me that, it makes good sense, but at the time I had no idea. I mean, I've never done this before. This is all pretty new to me. And he approached me. I mean, he's the one that really wanted me to do it. You'd think that he would have told me, hey, once the hay is cut and raked, it needs to be baled in a timely fashion. I just didn't know. I round baled from some alfalfa for Steve a while back that he had intended on wrapping, that I don't believe he ever did, but I never asked him why he didn't go ahead and wrap it. Maybe it's because it was too dry. I don't know. I know now. Once I see how many bales this whole thing is going to make and how much money I'm going to end up with, I may, consider investing in a handheld moisture tester so that I don't always have to guess. I can actually measure the moisture of the hay before I bale it. If I'm not mistaken, I actually think John Deere makes one. I didn't know I know there's other companies as well that make them, but I think I want to say I've seen one in Cowan Equipment before. And I'm going to try the best I can to kind of clean up some of this hay that I didn't get with the rake. But I know from experience that it really doesn't really add up to much if I leave a little spot here and there. I know I was pretty worried about it when I worked for Steve, when I baled some of his alfalfa. I was pretty concerned about the little pieces of hay I missed here and there. But when I actually went back and baled some of it, it was really pretty minimal to what it actually added up to. So let's see, I've got 37 bales made already. And I'm honestly pretty surprised because I didn't know how much this would make. I didn't know how much hay that any of this would make. I mean, I knew that Jimmy kind of told me it's going to make X amount of bales, or he can guarantee me so many bales, but I didn't know how open-ended that would be. I don't know if he had he knew exactly how many bales that this would make or not. So far, I think I'm pretty surprised though with 40 bales. Because again, that's $400, and I know that's $400 gross, money. It doesn't include the fuel or repairs or putting money back for upkeep, but that's still a lot of money. It's my hope that I'll be able to pay off at least the majority of my new tractor with this job for Jimmy. I actually think I should probably be, I guess come to think of it, I should be raising up the pickup whenever I make my turns and when I'm going long distances without picking any hay up. It'd probably be better if I would raise the pickup up and keep the fingers out of the ground, out of the dirt. I'm sort of surprised though, because this is really not kicking up as much dust as I thought there would be. This hay is evidently not, just extremely dry, because I would expect there to be a lot more dust back there if that were the case. like I got this windrow and one more. Oh, maybe there's a short one over there as well. I mean, I don't know what he's paying these guys to pick these bales up and wrap them, but it's got to be a lot because there's going to be a ton of bales here. I kind of wondered how they were going to do it, if they were going to have some kind of like New Holland bale. What are they called? They're called a bale. For some reason, I'm going to say a bale bandit, but it's not a bale bandit. It's not a bale buggy. It escapes me now what they're called. A stack cruiser. A stack cruiser, a stack liner? Maybe a stack liner. I can't remember. Anyways, but New Holland's got a, they have things you can pull behind your, trailers that you can pull behind your tractor that auto load the bales, and then they actually have one that's got its own engine that you drive around in that will load bales. And I need to try to remember to pick up the pickup. I don't usually ever pick up the pickup on my square baler because it's manual. It doesn't have a hydraulic cylinder that picks it up and puts it down. It's all done manually. Maybe just a little bit more right here I can pick up. And I think that's going to be it. Alright. So let's hop out and take a look. Boy, it's hard to see the bales. Well, they all seem to be squarish. They all seem to be pretty uniform. I think I'm impressed with that the most is the fact that they all look pretty. Honestly, they all look pretty consistent. I'm surprised because I was afraid I would have a lot of trouble with breaking. I'd have a lot of trouble breaking the twine and the knotters not doing what they're supposed to do. So this is a very pleasant surprise for me so far. It's more than pleasant. I'm thrilled. I'm absolutely thrilled that so far this thing is working as advertised. Because, like I said, I was a little bit worried to begin with, but after this afternoon, when Jimmy came to see me, I'm just really sweating this. But I'm not out of the woods. All I've baled so far is like a couple acres here, maybe. But all right, so let's get back to it. All right, I started trying to think where I started raking this next windrow. I think I started raking it right over here. Maybe just right over, maybe straight right over here. Yeah, there it is right there. Alright. Let's get the baler started back up. Okay. Let's see here. Looks like 50 bales. I made 50 bales so far. So mean, I've grossed $500 so far on this contract just by doing the little bit that I've done. Alright, and like I was saying before, Rusty did tell me that I should be able to bale. I ought to be able to bale. I think he said 10 to 11 miles an hour was kind of its max, just depending on how the baler, you know, is picking up the hay and how big the windrows were. And I think so far looks like it's baling pretty well. The tractor doesn't really seem to be bogging down at all, and it's just sucking it up. I think I might actually try to roll the dial up to maybe 10. Let's see if I can do 10 miles an hour. Let's see what that looks like. Still looks like it's just sucking it right up. No issues. It kind of appears that you could probably just go as fast as you could stand to drive the tractor. It is just sucking this hay right in there like it's nothing. Alright, I think I'm going to be quiet for a while, and we're just going to bale some hay. Alright, this is incredible. I baled the little patch over there by the hay shed. I've done one outside round, and I'm already at 121 bales. 121 bales. So let's do quick math on that. I'm already at almost $1,250 for just that one little patch and the outside round. One outside round. I'm gonna have $2,000 in hay baled before I even have the outside rounds done on this place. This is insane. Like, I had no idea that this place was gonna make so many bales. Like, I'm gonna be able to buy a fleet of tractors by the time I'm done with this place. This is astounding, and the grass doesn't even, I mean, it doesn't even look that tall. This can't be like this is incredible. Like the whole field cannot be this good because this is off the chart. Like I'm gonna be able to walk into Callan and buy a brand new tractor by the time this is over and done with. This is just crazy. And this baler, thank the Lord, is it's just sucking this hay right up. It's like it doesn't even care. I'm driving 11 miles an hour now, which is about as fast as I care to drive in this tractor. Even though this field is pretty smooth, this is about as fast as I care to drive. And this baler is just absolutely eating this hay. Like it does not even care. And I have not had one hiccup with it so far. This thing is amazing. This sure beats baling small squares and round bales. Man, to baling a round bale, I would have spent half of my time so far stopping and spitting a bale out. This thing just pounds the bales and just spits them right at the back. You never have to slow down. Now I understand and can see part of the draw of a big square baler because it's just so efficient. I mean, it's nuts. I don't even think I could drive 11 miles an hour and bale a round bale, especially not with my old baler. Like maybe some of the new ones you might be able to drive that fast, but I don't know I couldn't drive this fast with my round baler. This thing is just crazy. Man, I know that this has been logistically kind of tough, but this thing is, I mean, I'm going to make a ton of money at this. I'm absolutely going to make a ton of money. I'm going to be able to pay that tractor off. Like that tractor's going to be paid for. It's going to be free and clear by the time I'm done with this contract. As long as everything can stay together, I'm going to make an absolute killing here. This is just wild. I cannot get over with how many bales this thing's making. There, I'm almost at $1,500 worth of bales. Like in 2 bales, I'll have $1,500 worth of bales made. This is insane. This is just absolutely crazy. Alright, well I made it up to 12 miles an hour, and honestly, I think this is really faster than I even want to drive. It'll definitely eat the hay at 12 miles an hour, but I don't know that I want to bounce through the field that fast. Alright, I'm going to stop right here. Disengage PTO. $184 bales. 184 bales means that so far I have baled $1,840 worth of hay for Jimmy. And I'm just getting started. This is going to be amazing. Alright, I think that's about all I can get done for tonight. I'm going to, I think, just leave Kurt's tractor here. Maybe just a little closer to the house here, maybe over here by this wrapping and stacking equipment. I think I'm going to leave it right here. I'll go back up just a little bit. Okay. Well, this tractor definitely can pull this baler without a single bit of a hiccup. The bale monitor worked well. The baler worked extremely well. I'm thrilled that the thing worked this well. And I sent my mom a text just a little while ago, asking her to come pick me up. If you'll remember, my dad's in Poland. He's on a project over there and will be for the next few weeks. And I think I'm gonna call it a night.
Looks good so far, Cussler. How many bales are you up to?
Oh, geez, Jimmy. Man, you just scared the crap out of me. I didn't know you were around. 184 bales.
That's good. That's great. I told you you wouldn't regret this.
Well, Jimmy, I just hope that from now on I can get your grass baled in a timely manner, so that the moisture's good enough that we can get it wrapped.
You'll get it, Cussler. Don't worry. I've got faith in you.
Thanks, Jimmy. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start walking down the road to meet my mom. I'll get with you tomorrow and we'll kind of come up with a plan to move forward.
All right, Cussler. Have a good night.
Good night, Jimmy. Mom should be here pretty quick, so I'm just gonna kind of walk that direction. Man, he just scared the daylights out of me. Like, I had no idea he was even around. Open the door, step out of that cab, shut the door, and then somebody's talking to me. I just about had a heart attack. Well, guys, that's going to be the end of it today. Thanks for coming along. I appreciate you guys spending your time with me, watching my content, and I hope you're enjoying it. This is going to be a game changer. If I can keep things together and I can finish this contract for Jimmy, this is absolutely going to be amazing. So stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun. Next time, I promise, we're going to do it in the daylight. And this is going to be unreal. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good evening, and we'll see you next time.